What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we do a special July 4th video. I hope everybody's enjoying their holiday, July 4th, whatever you want to call it, Independence Day, etc., etc. And we have a special video here today. We're going to be doing a list of the top 10 former congressional Republicans. Now, I know that, when I say former, I can mean, 1870. What I mean is modern day. So if there's a good representative from 1920 or something like that, they're not going to be here. Instead, it's more modern day former congressional Republicans. These guys are the best of the former, Republicans. These guys, essentially on most issues, are the Republicans I want to base Republican Party off of. They're very good on the issues, and overall, they're just great, all right? They're phenomenal. So let's get into it, folks. But actually, before then, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with the friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. So, we have the top 10 best former Republicans. You can probably guess who's on this list, but I have my own opinions on where they are. So, number 10, we have to start with a very underrated representative, Tom Tancredo. Now, he is a very much under-talked about candidate. I think he's most well known for running for governor of Colorado as a Constitutional Party candidate. He did pretty good, considering the fact he was an independent candidate. But that's not what we're talking about. We have to talk about how he was in Congress, and well, just go to his immigration stance. Look, for Colorado, he is the most hawkish Republican on the issue of immigration I have ever seen from Colorado. I have never seen anything like this. I mean, he is hardcore on both illegal and illegal immigration. I mean, he wanted to get rid of H-1B visas. He wanted to reduce legal immigration to limited amounts. And on the issue of immigration, he really was good on, pushing the Overton window to the right. Now, his Numbers USA score, 97%. That's pretty damn good. And the only issues that knocks him down for Numbers USA are some nitpick garbage that Numbers USA tends to do for some candidates. But on immigration, he's phenomenal. But he is, in my opinion, number 10. I just think he's such a phenomenal candidate, or I should say, phenomenal former congressman. And I wish he became the governor of Colorado, but he was an independent candidate, so I guess it evens out. Number 9 is Raw Labrador. My man, I love this guy. This guy is from, of course, Idaho. Idaho first, to be exact. Now, he's going to be the new Attorney General of Idaho, but even then, his issues page on the wiki is phenomenal. You look at his issues page for family rights, etc., abortion. He is phenomenal on the issues. Immigration, he's phenomenal on. I mean, on Numbers USA, he has a 98%. And you just keep looking at what he supports. It's good stuff. Now, the only issue with Raw Labrador is he seems to be a bit more supportive of weed. Now, you know my stance on it. I think it's fine for weed to be legal for medical reasons. Just not so much for, recreational use. But outside of that, he is very good on the issues, very good on immigration, and, well, I wish he became the governor of Colorado, not Brad Little. But it is what it is, and overall, I think Raw Labrador, definitely a number 9. Now, number 8 is definitely going to piss some people off, but that's the point of opinions, to piss people off. Steve King. Oh boy, the comments down below are already on fire, I can already tell. But Steve King, look, he got screwed over, alright? He never said, we need to be a white nationalist or a white supremacist, country or anything like that. He never said anything like that before. He got screwed over. These racist comments were taken out of context. It was nonsense. He didn't even say anything bad. But Steve King is well known for, supporting, reduced amounts of immigration and multiculturalism. Now, again, people may say, that's racist. It's not. What Steve King wanted to do was, hey, we are Americans. We're not going to turn into Little China, Little Korea, etc. We are American society. We have a culture. That's what his stance on immigration was. Numbers USA, 96%. He was phenomenal on the issues, and again, he had some bad optics. I do agree with that, but he was not some white supremacist or anything like that. It just sucks that he said some of the things he did say, which bit out of context, but still not the best optics either way. But either way, he's still good on the issues. Just wish that, some of the things he said, he did say. Now, number 7, this is a one that not many people talk about. Ted Yoho. Look, I didn't know this guy before, a couple days ago. But when I looked on his issues page, when I looked at his voting record, holy crap. Now, essentially, he is a Ron Paul on economics. He's very fiscally libertarian. Very libertarian in economics. But at the same time, he has a phenomenal voting record on stuff like immigration. Well, go look up what he said about AOC. I mean, he's a Chad. I mean, he was one of the people that sponsored the RAISE Act. One of the best immigration plans Republicans have come up with. Essentially, reduce unnecessary immigration to reasonable amounts. Plus, he signed on to frickin' Texas v. Pennsylvania. That's already a good thing. And overall, he has a pretty good voting record on cultural issues. While I disagree with him on some economics, he was phenomenal on most other issues. But either way, I just wish he wasn't so economically libertarian. But it is what it is. He's still phenomenal. Well, some of the things he said about AOC, yeah, that's pretty base. Just gonna show you that. I love Ted Yoho. Very underrated. I wish I knew about him beforehand, but I already love him. Now, number 6 is one that I think everybody knows. Dave Brat. Do I gotta say anything about him? Look, numbers USA 100%. I mean, he won because of immigration in his district, District 7. He took out Eric Cantor, one of the biggest upsets in modern American history, of course, outside of Trump winning. He took out one of the top people in leadership, the House Majority Leader. And that was a big upset. And he is phenomenal on the issues. The problem was he didn't stay long enough. I mean, yeah, he served 4 years? I wish that he served a bit longer, but he kind of, he did kind of start a big movement of, hey, the establishment's freaking garbage. Let's primary them out. And he won. He really was a sign that things were changing. I just wish that he did serve longer. That's the only L that, he lost re-election in 2018 to Spanberger, but it is what it is. Number 5 is Dana Robrack. I think that's how you say the guy's name. Of course, he was a very interesting guy. Numbers USA, 97%. And, he's one of those people that they call a Russian shill and all this nonsense. Look, with Robrack, again, I think that's how you say his last name. I'm awful with some of these names. The thing is this. He was somebody that wanted, peace with Russia. He did not want to go to war with Russia. He wanted to, have diplomatic relations. Not become a puppet of Russia or anything crazy like that. Just hey, we should be more friendly to Russia. Why should the two countries, the most nukes in the world, hate each other? That was his point. And sure, he may have took it a bit far. But he was great on the issues, 97% on Numbers USA. And that was back when the Republican Party was not too friendly to, people like Trump for reducing immigration. I mean, this was the 80s and 90s he was representative for. So he was good on immigration. Well, I wish that most Republicans in California were like him, but we really got one that's kind of like him. But he's still good on the issues. He wanted to put America first. And, yeah. So number 4 is Roscoe Bartlett. Roscoe Bartlett. That's, I think you say his name. Again, I think I got it this time. This guy is another one of those underrated representatives. He was Maryland's 6th last Republican. Of course, this was the district that, has become more Democrat in recent years, but Republicans have a shot of winning again. And this guy on the issues was phenomenal. 92% of numbers USA. His voting record, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Voted against NAFTA. You know me with NAFTA. If you voted against NAFTA, my respect for you has tripled. And he did. And overall on the issues, he was good. And for Maryland, he was a very good representative. Got to put him number 4. Number 3 is another one of those underrated representatives, John Hostler. There we go, yeah. So, this guy was another one of those immigration hawks. 96%. And on the issues, he was actually another one of those fairly good representatives. Now, again, I wish Republicans, were more like him in Indiana. He was representative in Indiana, and well, I wish that he became the next senator of the state. Instead, we got crap instead. And he was one of those people that he was somebody that wanted to be an actual conservative on cultural issues. And, he voted against No Child Left Behind. You factor in all of this stuff. This is good stuff by representative that I wish Indiana was more like. Instead, Indiana has a bunch of pansies in the GOP. And he was good on the issues. Now, number 2, I think everybody knows, Ron Paul. Look, I disagree with him on some economic issues, and his numbers USA score, 77%, not the best. However, this is a big however, he was phenomenal on foreign affairs. He was the first Republican to be like, wait a minute, why are we trying to, get into all these foreign wars? He wanted peace in the world, and well, he was the father of the Tea Party movement, and I wish the Tea Party movement, didn't become what it did, but he was good on the issues, and for a libertarian on economic issues, he was great, all right, for foreign affairs, before it was cool to be anti-war. And sure, on immigration, it may have been, a bit less of 77%, but either way, Ron Paul is, in my opinion, a great representative. And he really was a big start to the anti-war movement on the right again. So Ron Paul, again, some things I disagree with him, like in economics. Immigration score, maybe not as high as it should have been, but he still was a good representative. Now, number 1, Jimmy Duncan, Tennessee 2nd. Man, oh man. What do I have to say about this guy other than, wow. A very underrated representative, in my opinion. For one, he has a numbers USA score of 97%, which is good. But here's the thing, though. This is the thing that makes him unique. He was a supporter of tariffs before Trump. Before Trump, Republicans were big fans of free trade. Yeah, free trade. He was a trade protectionist. He was one of the only Republicans to support trade protectionism. He also voted against the war in Iraq because, well, it was unnecessary. He was also a critic of neocons. Look, he called out some neocons. He said some very base things about, he said some very base things, right? Like, hey, these neocons are just freaking useless. He supports non-interventionism. And also, he's hardliner on immigration. On immigration, he has a very good numbers USA score, but also, again, he wants to reduce legal immigration. But also, he was a hardcore supporter of Trump back in 2016, before it was, a reasonable thing to do. I mean, he endorsed him in 2016. In April of 2016, during the middle of the primary, Duncan endorsed Trump. And you just keep adding all this up. He is phenomenal. His voting record's damn near perfect. And I think he is the best Republican. Former Republican. I mean, he voted against the Wall Street bailout. Everything he voted seemed to be gold. And I wish more Republicans were like him. And that's it, folks. That's the top 10 best former Republicans, congressional Republicans. There's a lot of them. I mean, of course, you're going to add a few other ones. But I think this is a good top 10. A lot of immigration hardliners. A lot of tariff trade protectionists. And, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell, and yes. Of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.